Hello everybody, I thought I'd take a few minutes and give you a tour of the Illinois State Board of Education in direct relationship to the learning standards. As we embark on lesson planning and learning how to lesson plan according to core area and grade level, it's important for you as a future teacher to know where to go to find the information that you need to lesson plan correctly. So the Illinois State Board of Education is our go-to for Illinois teachers. Once you become a licensed teacher, you can find information on conferences and changes to state laws. Even principals use this website. The public has access to it. So it's a very useful website for all things being a teacher in Illinois. So if you're interested in looking at the learning standards, an easy way to do it is go up here to the search box and type in just learning standards. And then on the next screen, you'll see some options here. I'm just going to click on the one that says Illinois Learning Standards. When you reach this screen, what's really nice about the website is it lays out all the core areas for you. So you have the early learning standards, we're talking pre-K, preschool, kindergarten, first grade, etc. We have English, we have fine arts, foreign language, math, PE and health, science, and social sciences. So social sciences will be like history, geography, psychology, sociology, anthropology. So let's say, for example, you would like to design a lesson plan with early learning standards because you want to teach preschool. If you left click on this area, you can actually click on this little PDF and it'll open up a pretty long document, 134 pages. And you're like, what? Where do I go? Well, you scroll through. This document is divided, you can see here, by language arts, math, science, social studies. So you can quickly jump to any of these pages by coming up here and typing in the number where you want to go. So if I just want to look at, let's say, social studies, I can just come up here and do it, or I can just quickly scroll, okay, on the right-hand side to get to the section or the core area I'm interested in. Okay, so you can see here that learning standards have numbers and letters. So for example, here's goal 13. Learning Standard 13A, and here's the actual standard itself. Begin to understand basic safety practices one must follow when exploring and engaging in science and engineering investigations. Now down below, they're always going to give you some ideas of what you should be looking for with students. So basically, if you wanted to teach a lesson where students discuss safety when using the senses to explore, you could also do something like, is it okay if I touch this? Teacher for like wearing safety goggles while working on a science experiment or something at a workbench. Something like this, like touching hot versus cold, participating in different types of hands-on experiences, but focusing on the safety aspects of it. So that's something you could actually create an entire 30 or hour-long lesson related to this standard right here if you are interested. So let's say you're not really interested in early learning. Let's say you want to do middle school or elementary. You can pick any of these other areas to focus on. Something that's a little bit confusing when you click on the science standards in particular, because I've had students report this, we basically use what are called the next generation science standards. And it kind of is, the acronym's right here, the NGSS. If you wanted to go to the actual, there we go, website for this, it might be faster, because what's super cool about this website is you can type in any kind of specific topic related to the sciences. You could focus on skill sets. You can also search by grade level. So let's say you just want to look for a science lesson that's 4th grade. Then you can also look at any kind of specific topic. Like I'm going to go with, let's go, cause and effect, and you can just search by any of these topics. So that would be my advice too. If you're really wanting to focus on a science lesson that you want to design for this class, just go ahead and go to the nextgenerationscience.org and kind of customize it and click and look through the standards here. It's just going to be a lot faster. For the rest of the core areas though, like for example social sciences, it's pretty neatly laid out for you by clicking these drop downs, and you can see here, you have it by grade level, you have middle school, you also have high school. So when you click on the PDF, It breaks it down for you. You'll notice here that they don't really talk about specific topics related to history or any social studies. Um, for the most part, with the Common Core standards for social science, it's about skills developed in the coursework, developing questions, evaluating sources, communicating conclusions. So you're not going to see like a reference to Abraham Lincoln, for example. But what you can do is use historical figures like Lincoln or Frederick Douglass or anybody, and you can use their stories, their written works, etc., to help students evaluate sources, prove if a source is fact or fiction or opinion. You can use those topics. So it's kind of actually better for teachers because it's not so narrow. You can kind of explore many different topics if you are interested. So again, the Illinois State Board of Education website has the standards for you. All the core areas here are laid out nicely. At this point, if you are just curious as to what standard you should focus on, just explore a little bit. Click on the different core areas, read through the standards, pick a standard that you feel very strongly about or one that you're very well versed, and then design the lesson plan after selecting one of the standards. You only need one. You don't need to reference more than one for this assignment. And then again, follow the template listed in our class that explains how do you type it out, what do you include in the lesson plan. So once you have your standard, you're kind of ready to start filling in the template with your own thoughts and ideas related to how to teach the lesson. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know.